What's going on? What's going on, Patriots? This your guy Jay from Hood Politics checking in. Hey, I want to I want to talk about Candace Owens, man. I know people don't like Candace and about the things she's saying right now. You know what I mean? I can't stand the fact I cannot stand her uh, stance on Israel. Just like I'm pretty much most Christians can't. You know what I'm saying? But that don't take away from the fact that that is a bad female, man. That woman is serious. She is a serious journalist, man. Her people. So I stumbled across this. I say, man, we're gonna check this out. We're gonna check this out together, man. I ain't gonna do too much talking. That last video I made was 30 minutes. Didn't know that. Sorry about that. I love y'all.
Imagine being an ugly old woman, and then one of the top podcasters in the world says you're a man, and then everybody starts believing that you're a man. what a brutal reality. Look, man, I don't know a whole lot about. I understand there's a conspiracy theory about Bridget Macron. That's Emmanuel Macron's wife. Candace Owens has this absolutely insane story where she says Trump.
Hey, I don't be watching Candace like that, but I did catch a few of those episodes about Bridget Macron. And I mean, it's real simple. She's just asking for, you know what I mean, some pictures of when you was a child as a female. That's all she was asking for.
Called her on the phone and was like, listen, you gotta drop it. I'm trying to negotiate this thing. And apparently her story is that Bridget Macron is pissed over her ongoing series about Bridget Macron being a man. And Emmanuel Macron is holding up peace deals, peace talks, because they want to use it as leverage to get Candace to stop, which is just.
Now see what I'm saying when I say that's a bad ass woman right there, man. The president of the United States just called her up, and you know she not lying. Candace ain't finna lie about that, because it's too easy to debunk. You know what I mean? So you know she not lying. And this chick is literally affecting what's going on the world stage. This chick is a bad chick, man. Listen, y'all can say what y'all want to say about this chick, but hey, she a bad one.
It's the most insane thing I've ever heard. But the crazy thing is, Candace Owens isn't going to make this up.
We watching this together.
Look, man, I know people have their criticisms of Candace Owens.
She's not going to make this up, man.
I'll be completely honest and tell you my view. I think her political commentary, I can say this, I don't completely agree with her on the Israel stuff. I don't follow everything she's saying, so I don't want to impugn her on her in any way. But when I met her, I went on her show, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'm a big fan. I do think there's grounds to be critical of Candace, but knowing her and the work that she's done, and again, with all the criticism, she's not making this up. Like, where I am and the people that I talk to, I know that if I were to come out and make a claim that Trump called me, I'm going to have people being like, never happened. There's no way. Now, maybe they'll come out and deny this. I don't know, but I think she's telling the truth, okay? That Trump called her and had a talk with her. She got one of the biggest podcasts in the world. Okay, so this does have an impact. What did they do? Like, Bridget Macron's like, Emmanuel, call Trump and ask him to do something about this. And then Trump's like, I can try and ask a favor. Isn't that crazy? Look, man, in my wildest dreams, I never would have believed this was the reality that we'd get. Here's the story. Candace Owens claimed that she received a personal phone call from President Trump on behalf of Emmanuel Macron, urging her to stop pushing the wild conspiracy theory that Bridget Macron, his wife, was born a man. I mean, look, I don't know anything about the Bridget Macron stuff. From, this is last year, about a year, just shy of a year ago. 2 women guilty of slandering Bridget Macron. 2 Frenchmen falsely claimed the country's first lady, Bridget Macron, was transgender, have been found guilty of slander. Now, Natasha Ray and Amandine Roy broadcast unsubstantiated rumors online that Bridget had never existed and that her brother Jean-Michel Trogneau had changed gender and started using that name. The defendants reported were
Yeah, where is the brother? Where is the brother right now? And why don't they have a picture of both of them together? Like, it's not hard to get Candace to shut up. If this was false, if she was not a man or a transgender, whatever y'all want to call it, if she was not that, or he was not that, whatever you want to call it, it would be so easy to get Candace to shut up.
reported to pay €8,000 in damages to Miss Macron and $5,000 to her brother. I mean, that's the funny thing. Like, her brother exists, apparently. Now, look, man, I'm just going to, it's just something about it just feels so brutal that, like, you're an old, ugly woman, and then you're sitting there just minding your own business. Someone's like, that's a man. And you're like, what? It's funny. It's because, like, women try so hard to look good. And it's a big social. Come on, I'm not trying to drag women for this, not at all. Women work really, really hard on their appearance. Some do a little too far with it. But many women, they try to look good, They dress up, they take the time to get their appearance right and appear, symmetrical and clean. And so women don't like getting old. That's why plastic surgery is largely a thing among women. Men get plastic surgery too, but women are always, doing stuff about their appearance. So imagine you're aging and you know it, and there's nothing you can do about it. And people think you're ugly, and then all of a sudden the biggest podcaster, one of the biggest podcasts in the world, says you're a guy. Anyway, she said, anyways, this phone call is coming from Florida. I pick up the phone, and lo and behold, impression of Trump. So here's what happened. I'm negotiating this thing. I'm negotiating Ukraine and Russia. And wouldn't you believe how many parts of it's President Donald J. Trump. He's calling me, and in true President Trump fashion, he jumps right into the narrative. He's not, hey, how do you do? He jumps right into the narrative exactly how this went down. I am literally, it's hard to catch my breath to comprehend that 4 days ago, I'm literally ending a series about Bridget Macron, and I'm speaking to the President of the United States, and the topic of conversation is about Macron's wife's penis. Okay, the one thing I want to say is, could it have been a prank phone call? Like, I don't think Candace is making this up. I think she got the phone call. But there are people, they do this all the time, they spoof phone numbers and they use AI voice generators. And so with her pointing out,
it's possible, but I think Candace would have. I think she's smart enough to know. You know what I mean? We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out if it's true or not. And I wanna reiterate. I wanna apologize. I never knew of the brother existing. I knew it was supposed. She had a brother, but I never knew anybody ever seen this brother, and I still don't know to this fact. I'm just taking Tim Pool's word for it that somebody seen this dude beside his sister. Because I don't care if you've seen I want to know, I want to see them both side by side. You know what I'm saying?
That Trump immediately jumped to the narrative. Sounds like someone may have AI spoofed the call and tricked her. Either way, she's going to get 1 billion views by telling the story, so. Trump, Owens said, launched into a monologue describing all the moving parts of negotiating a Ukraine-Russia peace deal he was trying to piece together when he brought up the French president. Trump allegedly recounted Macron pulling him aside during his visit to the White House, surrounded by Secret Service, to ask the request, blah, blah, blah. Here's my prediction. My prediction is somebody AI spoofed Trump and then spoofed Trump's phone number and called Candace Owens. I think that's what happened. That's just me. I'm recording.
That's a little far-fetched. Is it impossible? No. I don't know how to spoof nobody's number. I know how to do the change and give people voices with the AI thing, but I don't know how to do the spoofing the number thing. So that's a little far-fetched, Tim.
Recording this video on the 1st, just, in the event that it ends up coming out sometime later. I usually record extra segments earlier in the week to space out for the weekend so we can have content up on the weekend, especially with the 4th of July. So this is Friday, obviously. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out that she got AI spoofed and fell for it. They sound real. But when she says that Trump immediately went to the narrative, yeah, man, I've had people spoof me before. And again, I've mentioned this. I don't answer my phone. I don't have a phone. There's a number that exists. There's like 15 phone numbers for the company. And the company owns everything, and I don't ever answer my phone. The phone is just, it's another computer. I don't own a computer. I don't own a laptop, and I don't own a phone. No joke, no joke. They're all company devices. The computer I use every day, company device. Video games, company device. People who work here, they use all this stuff. And the reason largely is, several years ago, like 7 or 8 years ago, I had people trying to steal my devices, and I just, like, because they're psychos, they're nuts. And I got a prank phone call. This is like probably 5 years ago, from Ben Shapiro. My phone rang. It was Ben's number. I know Ben. I answered it, and exactly similarly to this, instead of saying like, Tim, hey, how's it going, man? I was trying to give you a call because blah, 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 how you doing? It immediately went, hey, Tim, Ben Shapiro here. Anyway, I want to ask you a question. And I was like, hung up instantly. I'm like, nope. And then, of course, I called Ben and said, hey, man, someone's got your phone number. They're spoofing it, meaning they're using a service where they will input Ben's phone number so my phone rings with Ben's number. Since then, I am isolated in every possible way. I don't have my email. I don't have an email address, no computer. I have people handle all of it for me to avoid these things, explicitly stating, do not answer this phone. That's it. The phone is never going to be answered, no matter what the name is. It could say mom or dad. It's not getting answered. And so that's why I find this interesting. When she says I get a call from a Florida number, I'm like, I don't answer the phone for literally any number anymore. I've got people that do all of that stuff. It's no joke, because people are trying to listen. When you get death threats and stuff like this, I can't speak to Candace. She can do whatever she wants, but people will try to get information, as minimal as it may be. It can be used as a threat against you. So I'll explain this. We get swatted, we get death threats, and the death threats will say stupid things, and we're like, that's not real. But one time we got a threat, and our security company said, Tim, they said this thing. I'm not going to say what it was. Is that true? And I said, yes, that's correct. And they went, okay, everyone out of the building, we're evacuation, we have a credible threat. And these things happen. So we try to explain to people, loose lips sink ships. Mm-hmm. You may not think it matters, but if you work at this company and you go and say something as innocuous as a bunch of, we got a bunch of deliveries of this new energy drink, you know, it's called Omega Energy Special, blah, 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 97. You might think, who cares? Then all of a sudden someone sends in a threat to the police saying, I recently placed a weapon or a bomb in Omega Special 97 energy drink and delivered it to, you know, the Timcast studios. Okay, and then we're going to ask, did you recently order this shipment? It's been compromised. That's it.
I can see that happening. You know, either way, Candace is still a bad chick. You know what I mean? I don't agree with her Israel stance, nor do I agree with Tucker Carlson, but that don't take away from their skills and their expertise in their fields of what they doing. You know what I mean? But we're going to wrap it up right here. We gonna see. You know, he said he taped that Friday. It's the 4th right now. You know what I mean? Which is Friday. Like, so this came out today, this morning, probably. But yeah, we'll gonna see what happens. Trump either gonna come out and say, yeah, I did, or no, I didn't. But this your boy Jay. Happy 4th. And we checking out.